We're now joined by Gervais Pellissier. He is the Deputy CEO of Orange, of course, the French telecoms giant with fingers in many other countries and many other pies. And I want to talk about the country in which we now sit, Spain,
yes,
and indeed France. Your numbers that came out showing growth in both areas and notably a return to growth in France. Tell us about the markets and how the environments are for your business.
We are benefiting first from, let's say, some economic recovery. Let's be clear, European situation, including most of the countries in the European Union, the economic situation is slightly better than it was a few years ago. And this helps. Even if we are not a cyclical business, we are probably a pro-cyclical or acyclical business. And when economy is better, there is clearly more consumption. Secondly, we are seeing, especially in those two countries, France and Spain, the strong power of fixed to mobile convergence. The fact that people are taking bundles, one very high broadband connection plus mobile connections is helping to support some growth, especially here in Spain, where now 83% of our customers, household customers, have now taken a bundle with mobile, very high broadband and TV. So that's probably the highest rate in Europe.
The push for this sort of bundling is becoming ever more present. I want to ask you, seemingly a little bit more optimistic about the economic environment. How about the debt market environment? You're a company that has more than 20 billion euros worth in debt. We're starting to see the costs push up. Does that affect you as a business?
Not at all, because first when we measure the big players, that means the former incumbents, if I take the very big guys, we are the one with the lowest net debt to EBITDA ratio, so less exposed to a certain extent to debt. Secondly, we still have a stock of debt which was with higher rates, a debt contracted in the past, which means that even if the rates are going up slightly, it will not increase the cost of our total debt at all for the next 2, 3, 4 years. Nobody knows what the cost of the debt beyond 2020 or 2022, but we are fully hedged for the next couple of years, and there is clearly, when you look at the debt analyst or at the stock analyst views, there is clearly no worry at all. On the contrary, on the Orange situation.
I mean, talking macro, I want to talk a little bit more micro about your business. We've heard, of course, from the chief executive many a time saying this is a company of transition. You are going to be, I think he said, a vast transformation plan going to be in effect, and you'll look very different in 4 years' time. How will you look? Paint that picture for us.
I think we will look different outside, viewed from the customer, but also inside. Outside, because the portfolio of business, the portfolio of offer will be different. I'm sure yourself, you no longer use completely the traditional voice, the traditional messaging. You use WhatsApp or FaceTime. So there is a complete change of the nature of the services we are providing. Secondly, if now you are an Orange customer in France, you can have your banking account with Orange. Early March, tomorrow, we will announce that we have 100,000 customers for Orange Bank. If you are a customer of Orange in Poland, you might probably buy your energy with Orange. We have 100,000 customers to whom we sell also the electricity furniture, the electricity subscription in Poland. So, and this will continue, which means that in 5 years from now, maybe you will still have the connectivity with Orange, I hope, but you will have your banking account with Orange, you will have your home security with Orange, you will have your energy supply with Orange. So that's completely different. This is for the outside. For the inside, just one figure. For France, until 2 years ago, we still had a majority of civil servants amongst the workforce. For the first time this year, we have more private status employees and less civil servants. This is a tremendous change, including within the company.
You talk there of becoming very powerful for the consumer. How do you nurture that power? How do you ensure that you protect people's data and that indeed you're not becoming a point of focus, a weak point perhaps in the future?
But First, I don't think any Orange customer will take exactly the same portfolio. As I said, yourself, you are using WhatsApp and no longer maybe the traditional text messaging we have. So you are no longer a customer of Orange for the text messaging. You are using WhatsApp, so that's a point. So I think that when we look at the market share in the different services, let's consider you have 100 customers in connectivity, you will never have 100% of those customers taking all the portfolio of services. They might take one piece, another piece, but not all of them. And I think this is where the market will play. Everybody will be competing on the different layers and with a very open competition. So I don't believe we will face any antitrust or concentration issue. You know, when I look at our plans for Orange Bank in France, today we have 26 million or even 28 million mobile customers. Our plans is to have 2 million banking customers by the end of 2022. So less than 10% of our mobile base we think will be banking customers. So you see that we are very far from reconcentrating all the services within one portfolio for a huge part of the customer base.
You're looking at expanding the banking product to here in Spain. Will it be in exactly the same way as you've done the French?
Yes, for the regulation and for the legal structure. No, for the services. Why? Because retail banking, like mobile, is still a domestic driven market where your competitors are national, and so we will use the same legal structure to use the European regulation to passport Orange Bank France in Spain, to start first. But then we'll have to redevelop a portfolio of services, maybe with more consumption credit, less loans. It depends. You know, every country has still a different relationship to consumer credit, mortgage, life insurance. So we have to adapt to every country. So this is Orange Bank worldwide or global that will passport its service in Spain in cooperation with Orange Spain.
We've talked about some of your services. I want to talk about some of your portfolio, and indeed one closer to my home, the UK, BT. You still got a small percentage of that particular company. I spoke with the CEO of Deutsche Telekom yesterday who thought there'll be a big rally in BT shares to come. Do you agree? Do you think that you'll sell off some of those shares as and when that happens?
We have always said from the very beginning, I was the one at the beginning in charge of that, when we decided to sell EE to BT, that we would progressively divest. We are not a long-term shareholder of BT. Now the right timing to do that will depend upon the good market conditions. We are not in the situation of Deutsche Telekom, who has taken a bigger share and who has considered that this is a strategic investment for them.
So would better market conditions be when the share price of BT has increased?
That's we will see. No comment on any sale of asset. I hope that the share price of BT will increase. I think for the other shareholders, for ourselves, and also to show, because I think BT is also very solid. When I look at the performance of EE, it's still a fabulous performance on the mobile market in the UK. So.
Talking of the mobile market in France, it's an ongoing question, and I know one that you face often. But consolidation has been something in France that your company has called for, but Bouygues is busy saying that it would be of no use, and indeed it's been one that has been put off by the regulators. Where do you see the French market going in terms of the number of players?
I think we don't change our structural analysis of the French market. We think that in infrastructure market in Europe, for the size of countries we have in Europe, and France being among the biggest, four players is a lot. When you compare, we consider that you have 4 players in the US or 4 players in China. Where is the mistake? Is the mistake in the US or China, or is the mistake in each European country? So our belief is that the market will be sounder, not only for the operators, but in terms of investment capacity, delivering new services, would be clearly more sound with 3 players than 4. Now, another thing we have said, it is not in our hands. We are the biggest, we have the biggest market share. We can definitely live with 3 other competitors it's up to them to see what they want to do. So I leave every CEO or major shareholder of our competitors to make their own comments on what they have to do. We just give our view on the market and we continue to act in the direction. When you look at our performance, you mentioned in last year, I think we are clearly the leading operator in France, and with no doubt will remain the leading operator.
And do you see any opportunities for growth in other countries?
We have always said that if there are in-market consolidations in other countries, we might do it. Now, when we look at the European landscape, not so sure there are so many in the connectivity. We might look more at how to complement our portfolio of services. We did it with Orange Bank. We might do it in IT service for the B2B segment. We might do it, but it's more small complements to the portfolio of services than very big moves. We don't think there are many opportunities for very, very big moves in the very short term.
Okay, slowly, we will see you progress. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
It's been wonderful spending time with you. Gervais
Thank you very much.
Pellissier, wonderful to have the Deputy CEO of Orange.